In this beautiful world, there are places so mystical, so magical, that everything ordinary is transcended and most people are reminded of everything that may be possible. Inspired by the potential of great improbabilities, there are visionaries who may, by way of an extraordinary legacy, set a purposeful, potential course for generations. It is the way many of the great parks and nature preserves have come into being. Not so long ago, in a land sheltered within encircling forested mountains on an island, such a story begins. In the beginning there were trees, ancient and massive, and the people of the valley saw the trees and said they were good. Then came people from across the sea who cut down the trees on the mountains, saw the profits they made, and said it was good. In 1946, long after much of the valley had first been logged, a quarter of the land was set aside as forest reserve, a rare and valuable legacy owned not by any private company but by the people of North Cowichan, to be caretakers of 6 forests on 6 mountains: Tzouhalem, Maple, Sycamore, Prevost, Richards, Stoney Hill. The land never to be sold, always to be managed by the people for the good of the people, now and forever. After its creation, with the passage of time, the amnesia of forgetfulness or ignorance set in, and the memory of the legacy of the community forests was forgotten. As the forests began to grow back, logging began again on the backsides of the mountains, and warning signs appeared posted on trees and metal gates. Private forestry lands, private logging roads, private, not public. How the signs appeared, no one could say, no one asked. But the people of the valley read the signs, saw trucks descending from out of the mountains piled high with logs, and so did not enter. They did not ask who the trees had belonged to, and why the mountains were being logged. They did not look around the forest on the valley side of the mountains and ask to whom the trees belonged and what may be their fate. On the valley and ocean sides of the mountains, 60 years after the last logging of the old-growth forests, the new forests were beginning to take form. Within the forests, trails and parks grew. People came from near and far to be in the forests and saw that it was good. Then one day, on a peninsula in an area sacred to locals, kept secret, marked on no maps, suddenly, as if by way of visitation in the night, there appeared flags, fluorescent, orange, inscribing in letters of black the imminent fate of the forest. When the few locals who knew about the legacy of the forest saw the logging tapes, the alarm was sounded. So we gathered, so we asked, and learned that logging was about to begin not just through this one ascent to the cliffs, but on all the mountains, and no longer out of sight. Those who had seen the backside of the one mountain stripped nearly bare, and those who had witnessed the clear-cut on Tzouhalem shuddered. Then we, a growing community of people asking, were told that they, our municipal government, had a job to do and must continue to log as always, as was dictated. But we, the citizens coming together, realizing the greater value of the forest, understood that there is no they, no other corporation, logging our forests, but only we who are our own local self-governing body. If the world is changing and our understanding of the ecology, economy, and human needs changing with it, and yet our rules and bylaws growing outdated, then we must come together to change what can and must be changed. The people of this valley have inherited a great and rare legacy. The time has come for us to remember what is our duty to protect, our right to understand, and our responsibility to decide over, not just for ourselves, but for our children and all who follow. Like a forest that requires all parts of the whole, not just the highest and strongest, but every aspect integrated in a continual exchange of give and take, so too with the community. In the face of what we value and where we are headed, connected with the fate of the 6 forests, there must be an intelligent, open exchange of information, of consultation with all citizens, and with faith in the wisdom of the majority from whom collective visions may be born. What is needed is trust that, given time to pause, to reflect, to feel the way of the greatest possibilities, the people will ask the right questions and make the right decisions. With the gifts of this earth, we are not given rules and roadmaps to follow, but the heart that we may feel. When the heart is open, the way is clear. Above all, as below, we must become as the trees beneath the surface rooted, within the silence joined. Nowhere is it written that we may not learn from our mistakes. To make a difference, even a small difference in this world, is not enough. It is everything.